Hi, this is Arsha. I hope you're all doing great. Today's video is about a book review, and this book was one of the earliest releases during this year 2025. The book is Water Moon by Samantha Sotoyambao, and it is a Japanese book. Let's go to the video. So, Water Moon is a romantasy with elements of magical realism. There's some adventure, and it also has a cozy vibe to it. The story follows Hana, who inherits a pawn shop from her father. This pawn shop is located in Tokyo and it is situated behind a ramen shop. So, not everyone can find this pawn shop, only a few chosen ones can. And this pawn shop has been running in Hana's family for generations. There is a peculiarity for this pawn shop. Here you can trade off your regrets and certain life's choices, but it comes with its own price. First day of her work, Hana was shocked to find her father missing as well as the pawn shop being ransacked. She didn't have a clue as to who did this and what happened to her father. So she starts on a magical journey along with a physicist named Keishin, and they both start on this journey to find for Hana's missing father. As the story unravels, we are also taken through different magical places. Many vivid descriptions have been given about these magical places. Then we can find many side characters. Also, the life of Keishin also unravels. So, even Keishin has got a friend or a mentor named Ramesh, and their conversations also take place as we read through the story. So, my thoughts on this book, it took me some time for me to get into the story because there were many places, magical places with vivid descriptions. So, I got confused. And it was not properly organized, because of which I didn't get that connection between or throughout the story. Chemistry between the female and male main character, it developed to a larger extent a bit fast, and it felt it lacked an emotional depth to their relationship. It felt superficial. Also, there were inappropriate usage of certain words in between, and means I didn't feel those words were needed at that particular situation. And also there were some dialogues which I felt a bit forced into the or a bit pushed into the story. Of all these, the story didn't have a natural flow. It was felt like a bit pushed or forced into the mind of the reader, where the reader is not able to get that natural connection or natural flow throughout the story. So till the middle part, the pacing also it was uneven, and these were some of the things which I felt while reading the story. Regarding the setting fits the story, and as the story goes or unfolds, we are also taken through these enchanted places, and the idea behind those enchanted places, I like that. Even but what I felt is like it could have been a bit properly or refinedly organized, so that these could have been merged into the story effortlessly. Then also the significance of the pawn shop was not told to us till the middle part, but what I felt is like glimpses of those could have been put into the story in between or throughout, so that we can get that complete importance, or that the idea or the reason behind the pawn shop being held a central theme to this story could have been completely absorbed by the reader. So even from the middle part towards the end of the story, actually we are able to get somewhat details regarding the pawn shop's importance. Now coming on to the characters of the story, characters felt very flat. they could have been, added more complexity, more layers to those characters, so that those characters felt memorable to the reader. Though characters, they could have been explored more. Because even the relationship between the female main character and the male main character could also, it felt superficial, could have been explored to a larger extent. Then the relationship between Keshan and his friend Ramesh, we were drawn to their conversations, but and we get a feeling that the author is trying to tell us they have got a deep bond within, but we don't know the extra details of those relationships, so we are not able to completely get that depth of those of that relationship, of that bond between the male main character and his mentor. So that is also one drawback which I felt. And even the relationship between Hana and her family. So we are taken through different, throughout their journey, we are traveling along with them, but I didn't feel a sense of haste or hurry about Hana for her search for her father, because they both, the male and the female main character, they go through these places, they meet different personalities, they were seen to be meandering throughout these areas. So I didn't get that sense of urgency from them, especially from Hana searching for her father. So that is also something which I didn't feel good. And especially Hana's relationship with her family as a whole, it was not developed properly. When we travel to these different magical places, there were a lot of unique characters which we are meeting. Those characters, we are getting some details regarding those characters, but since there are a lot of these places, lot of characters, so since it was not properly fit into the story, we are not able to get the complete beauty of the story. This story had a lot of potential. The story could have been made more engrossing. Coming on to the plot of the story, the plot had a lot of potential, but it lacked that detailed development. Because of which, while reading the story, it felt monotonous. When I compare the initial parts and the final parts of the story, I felt satisfied more towards the latter part of the story. But even the ending, it was a bit rushed. The interactions between the negative shade characters and the main characters could have been shown to us in a detailed manner, so that didn't happen. Somewhat I am satisfied with the latter part of the story. Title of the chapters were intriguing. The story, death is mentioned, so be cautious regarding that. I'll read just a few chords from the story. My wife, so it goes as follows. My wife was on her own journey and I am on mine. When her train arrived, she had to get on it. There is nothing to feel sorry for. I have lived a good life. I have been a son, a husband, and a father. Too many of the people here, I am a friend. I have grown a garden and fed the hungry, and built a tent where strangers have found rest. What more can a man ask for? Arriving at one's destination is never promised. Only the journey is. Waiting is part of that journey. Another goes as follows. It has allowed us to realize that life is about finding joy in the space between where you came from and where you are going. I may never get to where I want to go, but I can look back on my life and say that I did not waste a second of it being bitter that I was not someplace else. Happiness does not exist in a place. It lives in every breath we take. You need to choose to take it in over and over again. The last one is as follows. It's funny how the mind finds ways to fill itself up with worthless things as though it was afraid of being empty. So these were some of the quotes which I loved from this book. Coming on to the impressions or the message which I got from this story. So this story like talks between choices and fates. The decisions or the choices which we make in our life, they hold significance throughout the course of our life. And beyond the destination, it is the journey that truly matters. And the small joys or the little joys in our life, they deserve to be embraced. The overall impression made by the story, I felt with all its elements of fantasy, romance, magical realism, adventure, its unique characters and beautiful places, the story holds so much promise. If these elements have been more thoughtfully organized without forcing it, the story could have unfurled naturally and revealed its true beauty. The story, it's good for an animated film, and if you're a person who loves insta kind of love story with elements of magical realism, fantasy, a bit of adventure, and giving out a cozy vibe, then definitely this story or this book, it's perfect for you. And also, if you have loved Before the Coffee Gets Cold series, then also it's a right pick for you. If you're a person who gets intrigued by the theme of the story, then also I would recommend this book to you. Star rating for this book is 3 star, 3 out of 5. So that's all for the review regarding Water Moon by Samantha Soto Embao, and I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you have read this book, then what do you feel regarding? What are your thoughts regarding this story? I would love to know. I hope you have liked my thoughts, my honest thoughts on this book. And if you have enjoyed, please do give a thumbs up and consider subscribing my channel